Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos a la Esquina Española. Yo soy Profe Tyner y hoy vamos a hablar de expresiones con infinitivos. Today we're going to talk about expressions with infinitives. Now, some of you may not be used to thinking about language in this way, but I promise you, you're all language experts. If you can understand this video at all, you're doing really well in the human language department. So, to get our minds right, let's start thinking about some categories of speech. A noun is a person, a place, a thing, or idea, and they're often doing or a part of actions. Actions in speech are what we call verbs, and that's where we need to focus today. So sometimes our actions are in play, they're happening, or they happen all the time, such as I'm talking, I breathe, right? Sometimes our actions are not in play. I think we can agree if I say, I want to go to Mars right now. I'm not going to Mars, but what I'm actively doing is wanting. So the verb that's in play there is want, and the verb that's not in play, the verb that's just kind of hanging out, waiting for a possibility to happen, is to go to Mars. That is where we're going to start today. The difference between those two verbs in grammar is called conjugated versus infinitive. So our verbs that are in play, our verbs that are actually happening, are conjugated. That means something has happened with the ending of the verb to show that a noun is actually doing that verb, or has done that verb, or does that verb on the regular. Our infinitive verbs are the verbs that are not happening. They're kind of just hanging out. I like to say they're on the bench, so they're waiting to go into play, but they're not quite on the field yet. Infinitive in English is when a verb still has its to attached. So you can think of so many of these. To think, to talk, to play video games, to watch YouTube. Verbs that are conjugated, like I said, have their endings and they don't have that to. In Spanish, we know that a verb is comprised of a stem and an ending. The possible endings in Spanish for verbs are AR, ER, and IR, pronounced ad, ed, and eared. And these are always the last two letters of a verb. So, if these are the last two letters that you see in a verb, that means it's infinitive. It's not conjugated. In other words, it hasn't gone into play or it's not happening yet. It's still a verb, it's still a possible action, but no one is doing it. If, on the other hand, you see a verb and its two ending letters, AR, ER, and IR, are gone and replaced with another set of letters, then you know that that verb's been conjugated, so that verb is actually happening. So in the sentence, yo hablo con ustedes ahora. I'm talking to you guys right now. Yo hablo is the verb that is in that sentence. It comes from the verb hablar. If we look at hablar, we can see that there is a stem and an ending. You can divide it right there. Here, the last two letters are our ending. Here is our stem. So when you hear or see the word hablo, which one is it? Conjugated or unconjugated? In other words, conjugated or infinitive. This one is definitely conjugated and it means I speak or I talk, whereas hablar means to speak or to talk. So, there are certain expressions with infinitives that we use in Spanish to express ideas of either wanting to do a verb or being about to do a verb or having just completed a verb that really expand our ability to communicate in our world. Let's talk about them. The first expression with infinitive, so this is an expression. Expression means a phrase with multiple words, and infinitive means one of those words is going to be an unconjugated verb, a verb that still has its AR, ER, or IR attached. The first one is tener que infinitive, or to have to do a verb. Tener que infinitivo. Now this is an expression, like I said, so it's a set group of words. You can't leave anything out. You can't leave out the que, can't leave out the tener, can't leave out the infinitivo. In this form, it's currently all infinitive. So this means to have to do a verb, such as I have to do the dishes or I have to record a YouTube video. In those sentences, am I doing the dishes? No. Am I recording a YouTube video? Well, yes, right now, but not in that sentence. So the infinitive verb is that last thing, and the first verb, tener, which means to have, is conjugated. So let's refresh our minds of the conjugations of tener. We have yo tengo, which is when I, the speaker, have to do something. Tú tienes, which is when the speaker is talking to someone and telling that person that you have to do something. Él, ella, usted tiene. So that's me saying as a speaker, he has to do something, that guy over there. She has to do something, that girl over there. Or you, a person who I'm talking to, just like tú, but this person is in a position of authority over me. So you have to do something. We also have nosotros tenemos. Which would mean we have. And ellos, ellas, and ustedes tienen, which would mean they, that group of people over there, or you all the people I'm talking to, have or have to do something. So after you choose who is the person doing the action, and you find their tener conjugation that matches, because this person is actually having to do something, right? Then you would add the word que, and then you would add whatever action it is that they have to do. So if I want to say, I have to clean my room, I would say yo, because I'm the speaker, tengo que limpiar mi cuarto. Now that limpiar keeps its AR because I'm not cleaning my room yet, but I have to do it soon. All right, let's talk about the next expresión con infinitivo. The second expresión con infinitivo, or infinitive expression, is ir a, and then the infinitive. And this means to be going to do a verb. In other words, to gonna do a verb, to begin to do a verb. I want to say it that way with gonna, even though it's slangy, because it actually helps with the distinction. Ir means to go, and this could mean to go to a place, such as I go to the park, or I go to work, or you go to school. However, in this expression, it actually means to be gonna, like to be about to do something. So our translations here are, I'm gonna study later, or you're gonna watch this YouTube video. Have you done it yet? No. Are you going to do it later? Yes. So that's why the ir is conjugated. Then you need your a. Remember, this is an set expression, so that a has to be there. And then you have your infinitive verb. So let's review the conjugations of ir. We have yo voy, tú vas, él, ella, usted va, nosotros vamos, and ellos, ellas, ustedes van. After you choose who's gonna do an action, right? Whether it's I'm gonna do an action, you're gonna do an action, or we're gonna do an action, doesn't matter. Then you add your a. So all of these, you pick which one, who's doing the action, then you add a, then you add your infinitive. Spanish has a lot in common with math, okay? So we really want to make sure we have that a and the infinitive in order to finish out the phrase. So you should be seeing two verbs in each of the phrases that I teach you today. For these, if I want to say not I have to clean my room, but I'm gonna clean my room later, I would say yo voy, because I'm the speaker, a limpiar mi cuarto. Yo voy a limpiar mi cuarto. I'm gonna clean my room. There's one more expresión con infinitivo that I'd like you to know today. And the last one is acabar de. So this is número 3. It's acabar de infinitive. And this means to have just done that infinitive verb. So, to have to is you're about to do it. To be gonna is you're gonna do it a little later. And acabar is to have just finished it. So you just did it a few minutes ago or maybe even like an hour ago. Once again, you should follow the pattern. This is a set phrase, so we need all 3 words and you need to see 2 verbs. So the very first one is the one that's actually being done. You're in the state of just finishing something. So let's review our conjugations of acabar. It's a regular AR verb, so it's the first regular one of the 3. So yo acabo, tú acabas, él, ella, usted acaba, nosotros acabamos, en ellos, ellas, ustedes acaban. Once you decide who has just finished doing whatever action it is, whether it's me, the speaker, or that group of girls over there, or all the people I'm talking to, you're going to add de, and then you add whatever action it is that they just completed. So in English, we show that being done in a past tense verb, but in Spanish, because the action is no longer being done, it's no longer on the field, it's going to become that infinitive verb. So, if I just finished cleaning my room, it would be yo acabo de limpiar mi cuarto. Let's see an example with all 3 of those expresiones, and then you can get to work practicing your expresiones con infinitivos. So let's imagine I'm living at home, en casa, and mi mamá yells at me. Profe Tyner, tú tienes que limpiar tu cuarto. We know she's talking to me, so she's using tú and the form tienes. Que limpiar tu cuarto. Okay, that would mean you have to clean your room. See it? Now, imagine I yell back at her. Yo acabo de limpiar mi cuarto. What would I be saying back to her? I would be saying, I just finished cleaning my room, or I just cleaned it. That would be I just finished cleaning my room. Now imagine she yells back to me. Nosotros vamos a limpiar la casa entera. Let's see that one all written out. Nosotros, meaning we. So now she's lumped her and I together as the subjects of the sentence. So we are gonna, that's the vamos a, limpiar, clean the house. So there you have it. Those are your expresiones con infinitivos. Now it's time for you to practice. Tú tienes que practicar tus expresiones con infinitivos. Tú vas a lograr. You are going to succeed. Adiós.